It was May 10th, 2015, late in the afternoon, and my daughter, Zoe Marie, and I decided to go for a walk to get our mail. She saw neighborhood friends on the way, and so while she played in their yard, I continued on to the mailbox. I got there, unlocked our mail slot, and my water broke. I was only 25 weeks pregnant, and after having an emergency C-section, our son, Vittorio Arpad Kamarmi, was born. Since I was under general anesthesia for the emergency C-section and was having issues of my own, by the first time I met Vittorio, he was already in the isolette. He weighed only 1 pound 8 ounces and looked nothing like a newborn baby. I could see right through his almost purple, wrinkly skin. He had no eyelashes. He had club feet. His arms were stuck up against him with his wrists turned inward. He couldn't breathe on his own, so he was on a ventilator. He wasn't swallowing his own saliva. I just remember all of the tubes coming from him, the beeping from all the machines. He had an IV coming from his head and an NG tube in his nose for his feedings. And with all of that going on, I just couldn't get over his hair. He had so much blonde hair. And with the big eye covering for the jaundice lights, I just couldn't help but think of my Italian grandfather, Papa Panunzio. Vittorio looked just like him with his bony face, his blonde hair, and those huge black sunglasses. Vittorio looked just like my grandfather, and it helped me believe he would live. I had never been through anything like this before. My background is in fashion, so I literally knew nothing as far as medical terminology. I was just so grateful our area had a level 3 NICU. Vittorio basically had all of the complications a preemie could have, but then on top of it, he had his own diagnoses. He was diagnosed with arthrogryposis, or AMC, which is a disease causing decreased flexibility of the joints, resulting in contractures and muscle weakness. It varies greatly from person to person. Vittorio has it in his arms and hands. The therapist literally had to work and stretch his arms down. His right arm had no elbow indentation. It was like stretched skin across his arm where your elbow is. And he also has it in his feet, and it could possibly be the reason for our battle with his swallowing, but we're not sure. He wasn't able to breathe off the ventilator until around 3 months old, right after we were transferred to UNC. He needed the Ponseti method of casting for his club feet. And Vittorio does have a genetic defect, but it is so rare the geneticist will continue to follow him. And even with having to learn everything and the amount of research I did, I never felt like I wasn't part of his care team. This NICU became literally my home, away from home. And there wasn't a day in our 3-month stay that I felt Vittorio wasn't getting amazing care. Our NICU doctors, nurses, respiratory team, physical therapists, occupational therapists, lactation consultants, nutritionists, everyone was so passionate about their work. They didn't just treat Vittorio, they cared for him. They put their hearts into what they did for him every day. I was, and actually still am, a parent with many questions, and the doctors just wouldn't leave that room until I was on the same page with them or had a clear understanding of what was going on. There was one time Dr. Carroll actually pulled up the brain MRI for me on the computer to show me the difference between level 1 and level 2 brain hemorrhages. They all just had so much patience. I never felt rushed. They looked at me straight in the face and made sure we were on the same page before they left, answering every question I had. Vittorio was transferred to UNC after 3 months at New Hanover to undergo a full airway evaluation, and in the same surgery have a G-tube inserted for feedings and a Nissen for his severe reflux. And the entire time I was at UNC, I was texting almost daily with Vittorio's primary nurses from New Hanover. It was really overwhelming to deal with everything, and I am so grateful to them for helping me make informed decisions and get through it. It's not an experience you easily walk away from. The technology this NICU has and the experienced staff, along with Vittorio's will to survive, make our story a successful one. I will always stay connected with this hospital and will always remain grateful to everyone who helped him and supported us. It wasn't just ordinary people coming into work. These extraordinary people helped keep my son alive.